All my life I've been with intellect, but the flow is like incest with degenerates, fucking stupid and fine of interest as I interject. All my life I've been with intellect, but the flow is like incest with degenerates, fucking stupid and fine of interest as I interject. I moonwalk in my boo's footsteps when I'm on set. Smooth predator boarding the mothership for conquest, cause I'm next. I'm sorry if I'm too witty and a screw loose, so try to fix something to do with me as I cruise the beat with fluency of what's true to be. And truthfully, I miss the way that it used to be. You say you gifted, had to prove it, beat. Set a date, step up to the plate and seize opportunity. Let the viewers of the music see me pay hip-hop gratuity as I truly be influencing UMCs with microphone fever. Married to the game with little intention to leave her, as long as she act right and not like a diva. A little less Cardi B.
Good morning, welcome. Good morning. Thank you guys so much for joining me and welcome. I hope everything is all right with my audio. Stereo is already giving me stereo. StreamYard is already giving me challenges, trying to throw me off, kicking me off. Hold on, let me get this straight. Okay. I'm having a good day. But I not too long ago got up. Woke up. So Eastern Standard Time, it's 10 o'clock my way, but Central Standard Time, which is where Slappy would be, is 9 o'clock. So I'm not even sure if Slappy is up. But I wish that I was around during the time. So Slappy did a live last night. It says about 14 hours ago. Approximately, you guys, like about 14 hours ago, and I want to respond to that because I definitely didn't like what I heard. and I don't feel it reflects the truth. And I'm not going to be gaslit or lied on about what I did and what I said. So we're going to clear this up right now. I didn't particularly care for that address at all. Okay, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm dealing with my allergies in the background. Okay. Um, okay, so I held the live yesterday, and there's a subscriber by the name of Bubbles, who comes around at times, and me and Bubbles have a rocky relationship. I don't want to get too deep into it, but I do have to mention Bubbles because it's the beginning of it. But I don't want to focus too much on Bubbles because I feel like it's kind of beyond Bubbles, and there's only but so much of a role Bubbles can have, right? Because it's been made to be about me and Slappy. So, but Bubbles, me and Bubbles had a rocky relationship. Like me and the subscriber Bubbles clash, but I never made a point to like block Bubbles or anything. I kind of see Bubbles the way, and I shared this with Bubbles, but because I made lies about Bubbles, addressing Bubbles, but Bubbles already know that I feel that she's a troll. But that's not a to me, that's not a reason why I think like I should block Bubbles. But Bubbles has said some problematic things to me, and I've had to address Bubbles. But yesterday in the chat, and I didn't think it was so problematic that Slappy couldn't defend herself. But Slappy was around, and Bubbles had made a statement. I'm paraphrasing you guys, and I did attempt to go back to get the phrase so that I'm quoting verbatim. I would love to do that. Whatever it is that I said, I stand by it. But to the best of my abilities, I'm gonna say what it is that I remember. So Bubbles had made the statement about Stomp Down SD, and he said, something to the effect of like you should not maintain like association with Stomp Down. And then that was the first part, and then the ending part was is not a good look. Now that part I feel like I'm quoting is not a good look. So I the way my live was held yesterday, I was not on StreamYard, you guys, so I couldn't drop a link. That was my bad, and it was something that I didn't consider. But I was on like the YouTube live, and so you really can't drop a link. And the reason I say is my bad because when I'm going to share with you guys what I did say, if Slappy did want to rebut, and respond back without Slappy having to go make a live, Slappy didn't have the opportunity, like so I rock. So it's not like I can come on here and gas you guys up and be like, well, if Slappy had those type of feelings, the least Slappy could have did as a friend was click the link. No, there was no link for Slappy to click. So that was my bad. And perhaps I should have considered that before agreeing with Bubbles. And I'm gonna tell you what part that I agreed with it, because it was a partial agreement and I made it clear. And it was oh gosh. And it wasn't the bulk of the live and the time that I did agree. It happened real short, but it happened. Wait a minute, please hold on, you guys. My damn allergies. It happened real short, but it happened. I'm not running from that. But it happened. So the way my live was structured yesterday, it had to do with just discussion and conversation. So the whole thing was centered on me reading comments and responding to comments and engaging in that way. That's what it was. And there was like a few like subjects that I tossed up here and there, like just to keep to further the conversation to keep shit going. But that was it. And that could have been like two subjects, but it really was based on what the subscribers, the people, the chat goers were saying. You know, and and I needed to point that out because when I listened to Slappy Slide, well, first of all, Slappy started off by saying ungrateful people and not putting a name to it. But then the bulk of the live, you're discussing me. So I think it's safe to assume that you were calling me ungrateful, and I don't know where you get that from. You know, and I mean, you point out like, oh, I didn't know that y'all felt this way. Well, this is the first time for everything, but I had no idea that you would resort to calling me a name because I didn't. And whatever I agree with Bubbles, I never called you a name. That part I remember. I never called you a name. You know, and you said you was in your feelings and you backed it up by calling it shade, but I feel like you're mystifying shit. I believe it's too convenient for people to say shade without defining what it is that you feel is shade. So when I did speak and you was like, oh, he read Bubbles comment. I did. You didn't point out that I read all the comments pretty much. Like I was reading down the chat. Remember? That's how that whole live went. Like, so that was the structure of the live. I want to point that out. Hey, how you doing, Very Carey? It's good to see you. And how are you on Vibrant Love? I don't believe I'm here. And so the first part about I don't think you should maintain association with Stumpdown, that was the part that I clearly disagree with. And I said that it wasn't anything that people had to pull teeth about. I was very forthcoming about that. And I even urged others not to do that. I said, I don't think anybody, I said this. So, like, in your, like, the misdepiction of me, I'm going to make up a term, but, like, in the way that you depicted me, which wasn't, and what it was that I did and what it was that I said, I don't think that was, like, a match. I don't think it was a match. I don't think it really reflected what was said. I wish you would have just looked at the quote. It was like it was over 2 hour live. And I normally don't even go that long. But I did try to dig it up and I'm like, where is it? I used the chat as a guide. In other words, I was looking for Bubbles' statement. I didn't see it. I'm like, damn, was it I don't think it would be towards the beginning. So I'm thinking it would be towards the middle or the end. But I did, I looked 3 times. When I say look, I'm talking about red bar. No, I did not like allow each second to go through. It was a long live. If it was like my typical short live, I'm sure I would have lifted it before then, but I did want to like come here and address like what it is that I heard. So you called me ungrateful, Slappy. Okay. You said something to the effect of people being ungrateful, and then you began speaking about me. This is me assuming that you're calling me ungrateful. What does it? It's an ad hominem. Like it's a name. It's name call, and I don't recall doing that to you. But the latter part of Bubble's statement, which was, I don't think it's a good look. I agree with that, and I don't think me agreeing with that is me launching shade or hurling shade your way. That's how I feel, you know, and I'm entitled to feel that way. The bulk of your shit was nobody's going to tell me what to do. I clearly stated I would never, and I urge others, do not tell people what to do, which is why I said I don't agree with the beginning part of Bubbles. I don't think you missed that. But listening to your address, and I listened to the bulk of your live. I stopped what I think was closer to the end, and that's when William was talking to you and uplifting you, and he did provide some good commentary, Cam Front, and Legel. It came up, but I didn't listen like beyond that, and I didn't listen to them like come off, fall off, or drop off. So it's still like some minutes or whatever. I was like, oh shit. I didn't know that you were gonna go do a live. My live was not about you, Slappy. But as I was reading the comments, that's how I came to read the comment. It wasn't nothing dubious or sinister about it at all. It wasn't nothing calculated about it. Like that was the structure of the chat. I read your comments just like I read his. And actually I was waiting for you to oh, here we go with these cars. Sorry about that. But actually I was waiting for you to respond to Bubbles. But I didn't see that. And then when your communication in the chat stopped and I ended the live, I had a thought. I didn't know, of course. I don't know unless you tell me. You never told me. I had no way of knowing this, confirming it, nothing. But I said, maybe Slappy feels some type of way about the part that I agree with. It was a thought, but I had no way of knowing it. But I listened to you suggested I was ungrateful. And you was like, I never just so in your whole portrayal and depiction of your whole remake of what I supposedly did. What I did, like, I mean, it really was short lived. It came and it went. I'm not saying you can't have no feelings on it, but at the length that you spoke about it, you had to know that you were going to start being extraneous and really adding things into it that just didn't happen. Like in your commentary, Slappy, like in you saying, and then the suggestions, the implications behind what it was that you said. When you was like, I did nothing but support Yamin. And I never said no to Yamin. Slappy, let me ask you this. Haven't you heard me say that to you publicly? Not behind the scenes, but haven't you heard me say that to you publicly? Well, first of all, you only support when you're around. It's not like, like we're not, yeah, like, but I've said that. I've stated that publicly. I've stated publicly that you never told me no. But I don't do the flash thing, and I felt like you were trying to guilt me, and place me into a corner like where ungrateful, because that's what you use. I'm using your words, not mine. But ungrateful people go. I thanked you for those things, and beyond that, I don't know what you want. Also, Slappy, isn't it true that I've reciprocated and I've done things for you? And I hate to bring that up, but isn't that true that I've supported you? And so, like, when you was like, I've done nothing but respect, man, I can still say the same thing even after agreeing with Bubbles. I've done nothing but respect Slappy. Show me where I'm wrong. I've done nothing but respect you. I can agree with Bubbles. And let me just to expound, because like I said, it was short-lived. I read the statement, I commented, I gave my thoughts on it, and I left it and went to the next one. But let me the part that I agreed with when he said it's not a bad look, let me put it in my own words. It's this thing that I talk about and other people talk about. Talked about it with you, Slappy, over when we would co-host on stereo together, the times that we collaborated. The thing that I speak about when I speak about optics, yeah, like it's a thing for me. It's a thing for me. And all I said is that I feel like the optics are problematic, but in so many words. But the only words I said was I agree with the end part. And I didn't say, oh, well, and your friends, well, I don't know. Like you added that in your live. You like this whole flipping thing, like, oh, well, me making noises is like, well, you can have, well, yeah. Like I didn't do that. Like where'd you get that from? That didn't come from me. That didn't come from me. But no, I think that was your way of trying to brush back the fact that you wanted to leave out and omit and like that's borderline deceptive. But the fact that I emphasize is that I would never tell nobody who they can associate with, and I don't suggest other people do that. I said that all of this other stuff reached your life except for those obvious things. Like I think you looked past them because you wanted to. I don't believe you missed it. I don't believe you missed it. But yeah, like I said those things. And you were kind of speaking about that. But I've done nothing but support you and respect you too. And I don't feel like by me agreeing with the latter part of Bubbles' comment was disrespect towards you. I felt like I was being honest. Yeah. And yeah, like you said you didn't know, but I didn't when I expressed it, I gave my thoughts and I left it. I didn't put it out there like, oh, and for the umpteenth time, I did deliver it like a person saying it for the first time. Like I know we never had that conversation where I'm like, oh, like I always felt like the optics was problematic. And yeah, it's a personal choice. And for me, but I never judged it. As to the extent of that statement, I never judged it. And I didn't say, and therefore, those people who maintain these associations are da 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 da, are ungrateful, or da da da. I never did those things. Like we can pick. I felt like we had a relationship where we can pick that up and discuss that if you wanted to. Like, yeah, it could be open, it could be behind the scenes. Like we have spoke behind the scenes before. You do have my personal number. We are connected on IG. Yeah. And I didn't know it was anything that was so sinister about me reading that comment, but let me tell you, like I didn't know what the comment said until I read it. And it wasn't like I read it silently first. I'm just letting you know like how shit went. Because it's just the way you were talking about things, but it wasn't like I read it to myself first silently and then decided to go with it. But I really felt that you were going to address Bubbles because that's what I know. And if you had a problem with the part that I said that you would address me, that's what I thought. I didn't know I was muzzling you, and and me thinking that the optics, and yeah, I felt like I had good, and you was like I didn't say anything about Tracy. Here we go with that, like because you brought that up, and when I used the word champion. Slappy, factually, you have championed Stomp Down. So no, that's not anything I need to run by. And when I said champion, I'm talking about like it by definition of what champion means. And it means to defend. You have. Here's the difference though. If someone said to me that I champion Tracy, and you fuck with Tracy too, Slappy. But if someone said to me that I champion Tracy, I would agree with them because I do defend her. I just don't defend everything she does. It's been many a day that I sat down here and defended Tracy. So yeah, like and I wouldn't think that was shade, but yeah, like, it's a number of people that I have defended, but yeah, so I do champion. I do. Yeah, she's not the only one, but yeah, I have. But yeah. But if you said to me that you felt the optics of me championing Tracy was problematic, I would not come to my platform and go live and throw extra stuff in it and say that you were ungrateful. The last I checked, I haven't stopped supporting you, Slappy. So please let me know when I stopped respecting you, because that was suggested in your commentary, and when I stopped supporting, because you kept bringing that up. I felt like you were like trying to guilt me. Let me read the chat. I haven't been following the chat. I'm sorry. And I did drop the link in the hopes that you would click the link. And It wasn't like I was in the clouds 14 hours ago doing your address and watching you live. Wait a minute, hold on. I'm sorry. My allergies whew, are getting the best of me. Sorry about that. My eyes are watering and everything. But yeah, like yeah, I wouldn't take to my live and add extra things and name call and stuff like that. And really I didn't think the reading of that comment was would you would construe that as me attempting to shade you. Like you even went as far as let me get the quote. Um Wait a minute. So you mentioned people being ungrateful, and then you began speaking about me. So I assumed that was me. You did the disrespectful thing. I'm talking about you suggested that I wasn't. Like when you say I've been nothing but respectful towards you, um, you're suggesting that like I stopped respecting you, or else why are you speaking in that area? Because you're saying that as opposed to what? As opposed to what? Me not respecting you? Because I missed that part. I missed the part where I disrespected Slappy. So Slappy, you're gonna have to fill me in on this. Yeah. And you said that yeah, he didn't think I would catch those teachings. Meaning that like the what I said, like you didn't think that I would catch it. No, I put it out there. I was very forthcoming. Like and like I put it out there very plainly. Like so I wasn't dropping subliminals, trying to get something under the radar. Like when I told Bubbles I agree, or when I said out loud I agree. Like so, I don't know what you mean by that. That was confusing. It was like, oh, he didn't think I would pick up on it. No, I said it very plainly. Like, yeah, like I was agreeing, like, yeah, and it was matter of fact. It was like, oh, now that the topic is up, it was one of those things. As I was reading the comments, like, okay, well now that it's being, and I really thought that you would chime in and give your thoughts. That's what I thought. It wasn't anything that I put out to shame you or shoo you away. And again, the whole bulk of your live was no one's going to tell me where to go. Like you have to give me a statement that I made because I actually said that. And it wasn't when I said it, it wasn't a subliminal. I wasn't trying to be stealth. I wasn't trying to go under the radar for who and for what. That's not what I do. So I don't even know where that came from. And I feel like I can agree with the latter part of Bubbles. Like, but yet, not yet. But I'm not up here saying like nobody's going to tell me how to think and how to feel and what to agree with and what not to. Yeah, but I was surprised that she went live. Let me check the chat. How you doing, Vanessa J? Okay, I'm seeing Face. How are you on Face? Good morning. But yeah. So I don't know what you plan to do with this. Oh yeah, and you really like when you touched on the part about me reading the comment, like you really made it seem like it was something very sinister that I was doing. Like yeah, like it was like underhanded on my part. And that actually was the structure of the entire live. Like I don't think you missed that. It was kind of like a how dare he thing. But here's the thing. I do have misgivings about being on the YouTube live because I didn't have a link drop. And honestly, like if I was to be able to do it again, I would have did it like live StreamYard the way I am now because that way I could drop the link. Like for me to be that opinionated, but I did agree with that part of what Bubble said. But for me to be that opinionated, I guess regarding you, Slappy, I wish I would have had because maybe you felt like at a disadvantage that you were in the chat and I was on the mic. But I would think that you would have gave me your thoughts. That's what I thought, and that's always been our relationship. Which I thought. So tell me if I'm wrong, because that's what I thought. Yeah, like I didn't know that I couldn't speak to it, or that you had this rule that I could. Oh, and Slappy, you mentioned this. You said I didn't know I was in the alliance. Slappy, I didn't know that you had to know that you was in the alliance for me to agree with Bubbles. The latter part of Bubbles comment. I didn't know that. When did I suggest that me and you were in alliance? So it was all of that stuff, all of that fluff, all of that extraneous stuff. And I'm like, wow, this Slappy really construe all of this from me saying, hey, I disagree with telling people who to associate with and who they can. And I said I urge nobody to do anything like that. Like that gets nowhere. Like there's no way anyone can do that. But I said, but the latter part dealing with like what people call that's not a good looks, which to me, I interpret that as optics. You have good optics, you have bad optics. To me, how I personally feel is bad optics. For me. That's it. And I didn't say, and because of this association, thereby you are this, thereby you are that. To the extent of me saying that I agree, I did not judge you. I did not pass judgment on it. It seemed like you have a problem that I agree. And also, I didn't know that you would be so sensitive towards the reading of the comment. Like you did spend a lot of time on that. Like I'm thinking like, and I'm listening. I'm like, okay, so where's the foul though? Because I didn't know that I conspired in doing that. Like, or that it was anything sinister going on. Like, I mean, you had it like this very, like it was some nefarious thing that I did that, and that it was very backstabbing on my part to have done that, and I don't agree to that. And if you do agree with that, then you have to, according to your logic, like if that is what it means, then you would have to agree that you did worse when you put Kenny G comments about your depiction about me during your live, like on your screen, on your StreamYard screen. I wasn't on StreamYard to do that, but I did read it out loud. Like, how could you not see that that's the equivalent or worse? You know, like you put it up because it wasn't a bad thing, right? I would assume that, Slappy. Like you put Kenny G's and what he said, I come over there clicking your link, Slappy. I would hope that you would fill him in that before he was a mod over there, that I clicked your link not for anything doing with me, but as a show of support to you, and made that and told you that I was clicking your link when nobody else did. Could you please fill him in on that? Yeah, like I didn't do that. I didn't click your link to survive in the B set or to remain being Yamin. That wasn't clear. I did it to get the conversation going, and I did it because it's a show of support. That's how I support people. You know, I didn't know it was an issue. And then he said he comes over here changing the narrative. Oh, Kenny G, I didn't know that I signed up or committed to any other person's narrative besides what I deem to be the truth whenever I click any fucking link. Know that. Know that, Kenny G. Know that. Know the fuck that. Know that. I ain't signed up for that. I'm not a go ass do ass. You got a problem with it? That I walk in my truth and I speak my truth? Yeah, like I live in my own head. So, but yeah, I didn't know that I signed up for any of y'all pre-narratives or whatever. Like pre as in a prefix, PRE hyphen. Yeah, like I didn't know that. Wherever I go, I take my mind problem? You have a problem with it, Kenny G? So let me know. Just let me know because the lapdogs always come out and don't eat and it be on a false premise. The fuck you talking about? And he also mentioned, yeah, it was shade. Explain. Okay, that's the accusation. That's not the proof. Okay, so you hurled another empty accusation my way. I'm going. I'm going to need for you to substantiate it now. Okay, you said it was shade. You know, you co-signed with Slappy. You said I shaded it. Okay, now it's time for you to show it because that's the part you didn't do. That's the part you failed at. You know what I mean? So yeah, all you did was co-sign with no pen. Didn't even have a fucking pen. That's co-sign. Okay, and it'd have been different. It had you back it up. You know what I mean? Yeah, but you just look like a cheerleader. It's like drop your pom poms. You got the wrong person. That's what I don't do. And I definitely didn't hold space over in my platform and for anyone to pile up on Slack. So I don't even know where it came from because I agree with the latter part. Perhaps it's feelings on that. But the whole shade thing, I reject. I don't accept. So just know that. No, I wasn't. I was trying to have an honest moment, and I feel like you're trying to muzzle me from that by trying to guilt me. Yeah, like I don't agree with the optics. I don't think it's good optics. That's it. That's all I said. I didn't say, and because I feel this way, therefore thus and thus, and so like I didn't do that. You had that in the bag over there, calling me ungrateful or mentioning your support, like itemizing it. As much as you supported me, I supported you. I just never felt a need to toot my own horn and come over here and itemize the things that I've done for you and your channel. But you know what I've done. You know what I've done. And you never telling me no. I've said that publicly. Right? Let me say it again. I've asked Slappy for about two things. I'm not saying Slappy only done two things because Slappy had mentioned that Slappy has shared my lives, and I didn't know that Slappy. But thank you. I didn't know that. I wasn't aware. So that I didn't know. But I didn't ask for that. But I'm gonna thank you as if I asked you for it. But I do recall asking you for two things, and you did not tell me no on the two things. When one of the things was risky as hell, and it really surprised me that you said yes. But I said that to you openly and publicly too. So I'm saying it again. I was so with the one thing, I was so surprised that you said yes. The average person would not give me a yes, I don't believe. So you don't tell me no, but that's not the first time I said it. Like, and so I haven't like ran away from anything. So you made it seem like I did a 180, like there's some change. I would like for you to give me the date where I stopped supporting you or around about time that occurred, and around about time where I stopped respecting you, or a date around about time. That's all. Because you was speaking as if there was some imbalance, and that like I did a switcheroo. Like that's not what I did, or that I flopped. And being honest about the objects of that topic that was brought up, not by me, but that I gave my thoughts on, and didn't agree with the entire comment, but it was a partial agreement. Like, so yeah, I'm gonna need you to catch up with me to do that. Like where I stopped supporting you, where I stopped respecting you. I honestly missed that. Let's see. Okay, I stopped at face. Yeah, how you doing, Bab? Welcome. How you doing, Octavius from? Welcome. And Hey, how you doing, wifey? Vibing. And I think that's everybody. But yeah, like that's all. That's all. Um, I need yeah, but that's pretty much it. Let me see if I'm leaving anything out. No, 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 no. But I felt like William just brought a good vibe. I was surprised, but I felt like William. I know this is kind of off topic, but I felt like William. He brought a good. He brought a good energy to the discussion over there. Because I'm like, where are you going at? Like Slappy, like where are you going with this? Like, are you trying to beef with me? Because when I made that comment, that definitely wasn't the energy in which it was sent. But listening to you, once you went over there, like in your area, like in your home, like that's kind of how you depicted and portrayed it. Like, and I don't feel like I'm embellishing or exaggerating. Like that was the whole tone and feel of that. So, and since when, like, do my thoughts become shade, like, or hurling shade? Slappy, are your thoughts shade? People do that when they come into thoughts of other people that they don't like. Conveniently, I'm not suggesting there's no such thing as shade. I'm saying sometimes a lot of things that aren't shade get called shade conveniently when it's not shown or qualified. So I'm gonna need you to do that for me too, because that's what you would call me. You know, so that's very accusatory. Okay, so now the story is I'm out here shading Slack because I agree with the latter part of Bubbles' comment. And me and Bubbles go back and forth all the time. I did about 3 lives um, addressing Bubbles. I'd have thought that Bubbles would have got some of that, but I'm not. But you had the problem with me. But I did like 3 lives, like some of them like recently, like against Bubbles. Like me and Bubbles kind of had that relationship, you know. But if you didn't agree with what Bubbles said, I don't. I'm wondering why you didn't speak up, though. I'm wondering about that and why it all sits on me for agreeing with the latter part. That I thought that the optics are problematic, and that's my own personal call. Yeah, I didn't say factually it is. All of it is subjective. But yeah, like that's it. Yeah, and for me, it has to do with what got back to me about him suggesting that he was there in a room when Blue Wolf was being molested, like when he was underage, being molested by a drag queen, and I'm saying, hey, I was there in that room, saw you being abused. So yeah, like that's my thoughts. I'm not, I don't run away from that. Like that's for a person like me and how I regard children. It's very problematic. I'm also the person, like I'm not gonna be like, oh, I checked Tracy and shit like that. But I'm also the person who championed Tracy, but that was very open about what I didn't like in terms of what not what she did, but what she threatened she would do in terms of a child. That was me too. That was me too. Yeah, but yeah, I do defend the things that I feel is defensible about her. You know, she's been on here. She did a lot of different things. I don't believe every act or every effort coming from her is indefensible. Perhaps you do, since you brought her up. But we check the how you doing, Auntie Donna? Thanks for dropping that. But that's it. That's the extent of it. That's the extent of it. Yeah, but I didn't hold that type of space for anybody to pile up on you. I thought that I was just following the structure of the live. Like as I told people, hey, with you guys dropping the chat, I'm going to be responding to. I'm going to be engaging with you guys. I guess the title of it was "Let's Talk, Let's Chop." You know how I do. I say "Let's chop, let's talk." A word, whatever. Like It really was free and open. Um, but I didn't consider that, yo, you're not on StreamYard, you don't have your link drop. Like if someone wants to speak, like especially I guess you, Slappy, who I chimed in on. But yeah, like I acknowledge that, and it would have been better if I was. But I'm not going to say it would have been better had I not say anything. That's what I'm not going to say, because it's how I feel. Um, Don't be blowing you. No, I'm sorry, Bat. I know it's allergies. So, you know what I'm saying? Okay, cool. I thought we were Bat, but um, just how the retelling. Yeah, like it's problematic. The retelling of what I supposedly had did. It's like because honestly, had Slappy just spoke to what it was that I did, like, and especially not omit that all of what you said about no one's telling nobody where to go. I said all of that up. That was all like part of my disclaimer. I emphasized that all of that was said. It wasn't missed. So for you to go like to your platform, it's like ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do. When did that happen? Because it damn sure didn't happen to me. And the way you were going on, you'd have thought that I didn't say those things. I said no one's telling nobody what to do, and ain't nobody gonna be telling nobody what to do. And I don't like when people attempt to tell anyone what to do. Therefore, I never attempted to tell you what to do. So, if you got lost in the sauce, I'm thinking it's probably because you got in your feelings. But yeah, like I was outspoken and I was opinionated, and I don't think anything is wrong with that. And I still don't know how you got shade out of it, because I feel that way. Yeah, like y'all trying to shade me. He thought that I wasn't going to catch on to those shit. No, because I put it out there plainly. So if you if you're willing to talk about it, we could. But that's why I dropped my link. But perhaps you're not up because you're in a different time zone. And it's earlier. It's early where I am, and I'm sure it's much earlier where you are. Hour earlier. Yeah. Yeah, but that whole story about like glorifying or boasting or think that it is reading material or thinking that it's dragging material to say, hey, I was present. That's what I think about in terms of the optics that I spoke about and what I think is problematic. But that's what I think about when I hear that person's name, like that they sat in this sector and felt that it was okay um, to place themselves there. That's a crime. And it's a crime against children. To me, it's a sickening crime. But it was like, that's why I was there watching. Like, I know who you are, and I was there, like in the room. Like no, when you were being abused, no. So no. So it was only based on that. So, and I don't run from that. So you gonna pick a problem with me because of that? So, but it is because of that reason. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't care if I found you funny in the beginning. Once you get on here and say the things that I just outlined, like in a reading session, like and you don't like the person so bad that you actually drudge up a real experience that took place many years ago, because you've been in the same room as the person that you're now dragging here, and you like, remember when you was a minor and you was being abused and I was in the room watching and laughing, like what, like even if I thought that you was funny, or entertaining before that. It's just me. Like I would make that. To me, information is transforming. I would make that change. I'm not gonna be sick with you, but yeah, I would like pull away. That's just me. But yeah, because I feel because of what I said, I feel that optics are problematic. So because I feel that, but that's what I feel. Like those that agree with me and feel like the optics apparently bubbles feel that way. But that's what I feel. With those that agree with me that the optics are problematic, I feel like they should fall away. I didn't say that I feel that those people that are okay with the optics should pull away, but those people that agree that the optics are problematic should pull away. Those who think that it's a okay and it's angelic or holy, go with it. I didn't say pull away. This is actually I spoke about those who try to get other people to pull away. I spoke against that, and I made that clear. So yeah. So I guess like you discovering that, I guess I disagree with you, Slappy, on the optics. You may think that like it's a good thing, and I don't. So because of that, I'm shading you. Because of that, I'm disrespecting you. Because of that, I stop supporting you. So you going, yeah, you just gonna have to catch me up on the evidence of that shit, or the reasoning behind all of that. That's it. Because it was a whole bunch of fluff tucked in that lie. Honestly, had you focused on what it was that I said and only what I said, that lie wouldn't have been as lengthy. It really wouldn't have. um, a philosopher couldn't have made it that lengthy. Like you added shit in the mix. My thoughts from what it was that I heard. That's it. So we can talk about that if you're willing. Um, it takes two cooperative parties to achieve that. But yeah, like we can talk about that when we catch up. I don't know how you want to have the talk, you know, where or whatever, but we can talk about it. Let's see. I'm looking towards the chat. Okay, thank you guys so much for joining. I'm not going to drag this out any longer, but I wanted to address it like as soon as possible. I didn't know about it. I wasn't in your bushes, Slappy. I would have dropped down. Oh yeah, and I didn't know that it was a problem with me clicking your link in show of support. Didn't know that. Yeah, didn't know that. When you announced that you were going to get your own channel, I told you that I would click your link and get shit popping. I told you that. So yeah, we were already somewhat collabing a little in that time frame over in Syria. I told you I would do that. You didn't say hold off. Like I got it. Like I don't need it. You actually thanked me. Like that's what I remember. Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. But just let me know when I stop supporting you. I'm just not gonna be petty and itemize the things that I've done. But just let me know when I stop supporting. All right, I'm off of here. Find some music. Or when I backstab you. Whoa. What? Yeah, that's it. I'm queuing up some music right now. Look. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all.